Have you ever wondered how some people can see government mistakes before they happen? Not politicians, not journalists. I'm talking about the rare minds who read power like a map. Scott Bessent is one of them, and today, his way of understanding governments explains exactly why companies across America are scrambling for possible tariff refunds before it's too late. Scott Bessent is not a politician, and he's not a celebrity investor. He is a macro strategist who built his reputation by predicting how governments behave under pressure. While most analysts study markets, Bessent studies incentives, political cycles, and the psychology of national leaders. That is why George Soros trusted him with more than $30 billion. And that is why his way of thinking matters right now. Across the United States, companies are preparing for a scenario that could shake Washington. Many are rushing to gather documents, file claims, and even sue the government to secure refunds on billions of dollars in tariffs. Why? Because the courts are now questioning whether those tariffs were ever legal in the first place. If the Supreme Court strikes them down, companies that don't prepare today could lose everything they're owed. Bessent would say this is a perfect example of how government decisions, not market forces, create the biggest risks in the modern economy. The tariff system was built on an emergency authority that may not have applied. And now, years later, businesses are trapped in a political storm they never chose to enter. To understand this moment, you need to understand how Scott Bessent views nations. For him, governments don't act logically, they act emotionally, they act politically. They react to pressure, to elections, to fear, and sometimes to panic. And when leaders act out of panic, their policies eventually break down. That is when cracks appear, legal cracks, economic cracks, and institutional cracks. According to Bessent, every government follows a predictable cycle. First comes growth, then complacency, then overreach, and finally breakdown. After that, a reset begins, and the cycle starts again. The tariff chaos we're seeing now is part of that overreach phase, a phase where political decisions were made quickly, aggressively, and without careful planning. And now the legal consequences are catching up. That's why companies like major retailers and importers are documenting every dollar they paid. They are preparing for the possibility that the government will have no choice but to refund billions. But collecting that money won't be automatic. Firms need proof, filings, and legal preparation. Those who wait will be left behind. Scott Bessent has spent his entire career studying moments exactly like this. He believes that to predict the future, you must study how governments respond when they are cornered. Not what they say in press conferences, but what they are forced to do behind closed doors. He watches demographics, political incentives, geopolitical pressure, and the psychology of leaders under stress. That is why he has correctly anticipated so many global shifts. The lesson this moment teaches is simple. Governments shape markets more than markets shape governments. A tariff decision, a court ruling, or an emergency declaration can change entire industries overnight. And if you want to survive in this environment, you must think like a strategist, not a spectator. Scott Bessent's message is clear. Don't assume stability. Don't assume governments know what they are doing. And don't assume policies last forever. Study incentives, study cycles, and stay ahead of the political winds. Because the people who understand power are always the ones who see the future first. In the coming months, we may witness one of the largest government refund battles in recent history. And while companies prepare as best they can, the real advantage belongs to those who understand the bigger picture, the political forces, the legal tensions, and the economic pressures driving the system. Scott Bessent built a career by reading these forces with extraordinary clarity. And in a world where governments create as many problems as they solve, his way of thinking may be the most valuable skill any of us can learn.